2008 was the first time that I actually opened up for Little and Young Buck at some stadium or something. But I did a lot of shows actually from there with Tracy Icon. So she actually put me down with a lot of shows since 2008, and I've been rocking off since then.
But that wasn't the first time you started using your talent.
First time I started using my talent, I did a couple music groups like everybody else. I went to a performing arts middle school. So with that being, said, I was doing all types of concerts and plays and things like that. So middle school, I guess, or church when they put me out, which is fine. When I was 4, they didn't want me to be a solo artist.
You were put out of a church at 4?
Hello, I wanted to be a solo artist. They wanted me to sing with the rest of the kids.
What were you singing at 4 to have a church put you out? You have that. This is what at 4. At 4.
They tell you to sing along with everybody else, and then eventually it's just like she's not doing what she's told. She has to sit back out in the audience with her mom.
No, but what were you singing at 4?
I don't know. It had to have been Way in the Water. I don't know. What could it have been?
But that's a church song.
Yeah, it was a church song. I just was the loudest one, I guess, singing the wrong song.
So fast forward. That's funny. I'm trying to imagine you at 4.
I'm just telling you what my mom said.
Okay, well, I can get that. We all have our stories. So let's fast forward to Boo Friend. Let's do that. Tell us about Boo Friend. And you had a feature with Smash with that.
Yes, rest in peace to Smash. He's amazing. I did Boo Friend maybe in Boo Friend 2010, 2011. Yeah, and that was my first single that I had that played on the radio a couple times. And I went around and did like AFRAMs and block parties and stuff like that and performed the record. I had a lot of love from that record. So from that, I've just been, still going and still at it.
So you're a singer, you're a writer, and you've performed with a lot of big names. Who would you say you were starstruck with sharing the stage with?
Part is not like I've always like opened up for them. I was introduced to them at the end, but I wasn't really like starstruck. Now when I meet like Beyonce or I'm sorry, I lied. Brandy. I had a whole fit when I met Brandy. Yeah, I had a whole fit when I met her. I wanted her just to hit me with one of her runs and then leave. That's all I wanted her to do. So yes, I was starstruck when I met her.
So you performed with Smash, and we lost Smash in 2013, I believe. So what was the advice that he gave you as an artist, and not only as an artist in Baltimore, but as an artist? What was some advice that he gave you that you can share with us?
Well, Smash just always told me to keep going. That was just what we kept telling each other, like don't let anyone stop us from doing what we were doing. He just would always tell me, I was great, and I would tell him the same thing. So when I asked him to do the record with me, he was just like, he was ecstatic, just like I was that we came together and did the record. So, even when we performed with each other, the smile on his face was always humongous, just like every time he seen me. So we just had a very good, working relationship, which was amazing.
So let's fast forward. I will say this, that your name has been familiar, but it became more familiar last year on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And I'm sure you're kind of like, yeah, okay. Was it a good introduction to Ashley T. Moore?
At first, when I was filming it, I thought that it was going to be the best introduction ever. But as I started to watch it, it wasn't anything like I filmed. But after it was all done with, I was okay with it because I ended up having a great platform from it. But I originally was supposed to have been on the show discussing music with my best friend because that's how I actually met her 11 years ago. She was supposed to have been writing for me when I first started my solo career. So when I got on the show, we actually argued the whole time about why is it that you can write for all of these other people, but you can't write for me? Is it because they have bigger names like Rashida So like if you go back and like look at the show, you can see that I say that, but they mixed it up whereas though it looks like I was saying, oh, so you just gonna hang out with Rashida? Like I was like this possessive girlfriend. But that's not what it was.
Everything that we saw, it wasn't the same. Because I look at it like, well, that's kind of crazy right now. Like to watch this.
Yeah, the twerking out the window was absolutely me. Hello. I'll do that any day. The turn up is real. But as far as like a lot of the other things that was going on, I mean, of course, I had no idea about the threesome or whatever. Like, yes, I did say no to that, would say no to that. But like the whole way that it made it look like my girlfriend and not my best friend, that was what was a little misconstrued.
So how do you feel about that? Like the way we all know, those that have common sense, we know that a lot of these reality shows have a lot of editing, and it's a story plot. It's a plot that allows the audience to believe whatever they want us to believe. So how do you feel about how the reality show portrayed you and your role in that?
Well, I'm not really mad at it. I was at first. I kind of cried when I watched it. But after I've met a lot of the people that fell in love with me, they still seen the realness of me as well. So I have a lot more fans than I thought that I would have, because it's like anywhere I go, people know my face, no matter where it is. I mean, California, when I'm in LA, it's like walking down the street. It's like, oh my God, you're New York, along with all of the rest of the people that's walking up and down the street. They know who I am, and they take the time out to speak with me, to tell me I love you, and they want to take a picture.
So how has it been a blessing and a curse?
I wouldn't even say a curse. I wouldn't say a curse, because at the end of the day, I can have interviews like this and I can explain myself. So without it, I wouldn't have interviews like this to say what it really was.
I don't want to talk more on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I want to just say that's a good thing, because we were able to be reintroduced to who you are. Yeah. That isn't who you are. You are an artist. You are a writer. You are a writer. So, last question in relation to that: do you keep in touch with Kalima? Is it Kalina? Okay. Do you keep in touch with her?
Yeah, I talk to her every day. Okay. I talk to her every day. She's actually still on the show. So I know everything that's going on. If I appear again, it'll be really, really quick. It won't be none of those types of shenanigans or anything like that. But I got her back, and she knows it. So she's on the show. So.
That's what's up. So have you been approached by any other reality shows? Because once there's one and you get a spinoff or you get something similar to it, or...
Yeah, I've been approached. I'm actually just trying to decide what I want to do and what's going to be the best decision for me to make at this time.
Do you think as an artist it's a good thing to be on a reality show?
It depends on what it's about. Okay. Like if my music is involved in my journey, and maybe my family and how hard it is for me to do everything that I'm doing every day, then yes, I would do it. But if it's just the drama and the shenanigans and things like that, stuff that people won't love me for my music for, I don't want to do that.
So what's next for you? Are you recording, or are you writing? Are you still writing? And what have you done since?
Well, I've been doing a lot of writing. I'm actually 35 songs in. Wow. Yeah, I've been writing a lot. I've been recording between here, Atlanta, and LA. I'm 35 songs in, and right now I'm just trying to catalog, coming up with different singles. Like, you know, right now my single is My Bitches, my hitters, and I'm working on what the next one could possibly be. And most likely I'm going to put out an EP called Bipolar. Really.
So how do you I don't want to say expose the music, because a lot of artists, even local artists or signed artists, national artists, they choose to go underground. They want to go YouTube. They want to go Spotify. Do you want to go that route? Because a lot of the traditional route doesn't quite work.
I mean, I believe social networking is the way for you to put your music out. There's a lot of geeks out here. I mean, I don't want to call them geeks, but, you know, they're geeks that really know how to make your stuff go viral. It's just you have to find the right people to do it and have it set up and have the right amount of money to pay to put up for the things that you want to go viral. And it should work out pretty good from there. I'm about to try it. We're going to see.
So I did ask on Instagram, and I was able to remember a few of the questions. I did ask if you wanted to ask Ashley T. Moore any questions, what would it be? And one of the questions is, are you single?
Am I single? My whole EP is actually about this guy named Chucky, and it's like a bipolar love kind of thing. So I would say it's a situationship.
A situationship. Explain.
It's very in and out. It's probably it's very weird. Sometimes I'm with it and sometimes I'm not. So if you catch me at the right moment, I might be very single.
Okay. What about producers that you've worked with? You've worked with many producers and you've worked with a lot of writers. Who is one producer? This is a question. Who is one producer that you would love to work with?
Who I would love to work with? I don't really know. I just like, people will bring me beats and won't even tell me who they're by. Because, I mean, I don't want to go by the name of the beat. I just want to go by my reaction to it. Like, if I'm listening to it and I'm vibing and I like it and I'm coming up with melodies and stuff, I don't want to know who it's by, because it might be the hood nigga on the street that's trying to come up just like everybody else. So I don't want it to be that, you know, that person has a name, you should use it. Even though that's the way that it goes, sometimes I don't like that. But I do work with one main producer. His name is Official D White on Instagram. His name is D White. And he's D White, yeah. He's with a production team called The Starters, and they're pretty amazing. So D White is also a co-writer with me, and we've just been making amazing records since I met him.
Another question is, what is the biggest misconception of Ashley T. Moore?
The biggest I think that a lot of people look at me and think that I don't have a voice. Yeah, I've heard, you know, that I don't have a voice, that maybe I can't sing or something like that. That's a misconception, because I'm very loud.
Well, let's hear it. Can you give me something? Can you give me something?
All right.
We got the. Oh. Yeah, I hold it.
I don't know what it is that you've done to me, but it's caused me to act in such a crazy way. Whatever it is that you do when you do what you're doing, it's a feeling that I don't understand. 'Cause my heart starts beating triple times with thoughts of loving you on my mind. I can't figure out just what to do, and the cause and cure is you. I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I lose all control, and something takes over me. In a daze, it is so amazing, it's not a phase. I want you to stay with me by my side. I swallow my pride, your love is so sweet. It knocks me right off of my feet. I can't explain why your love, it makes me weak.
Yes! Let me just say, you know, I'm the fourth member of SWV. But I'm like the silent sister with voices. So, yeah, so you kind of sang my part. So, yeah, you did okay. You all right. You did all right. Give it up, Ashley T. Moore in the building. Hey! So what's next? That was awesome. That was awesome. So is SWV an influence for you?
Yes, SWV has always been an influence for me. 702 has always been. Yeah, just like the older groups, Tony Braxton, of course, Cut Close, Smoking Stuff, like everything like back in the 90s was everything that I used to listen to. Yeah. So that's just, I mean, I still listen to it, even like the male groups, Jodeci and Darnell Jones and stuff like that. I still rock.
That's what you were singing in church as a 4-year-old. That's what you were singing weak and downtown in church, right?
Maybe.
So what is next for Ashley T. Moore? What is next for you? What should we expect in the next couple of months, in the next couple of weeks, in the next year? What can we expect from you?
Well, I actually do some acting as well. So just look for me. Like, I'm not just going to, this is not, Love and Hip Hop was not the end of me being on TV, and Boo Friend was not the end of my, my records. I just have a lot that I'm ready to bring. So that's all I can say. Just stay close. And, I'm going to keep you guys posted. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at Ashley T. Moore. My Twitter is Ashley T. Moore. So it's my Snapchat, which is wild. And my Facebook is Ashley T. Moore Fans. So just stay close.
One thing I do want to turn it to a serious note, though. Baltimore has been under the microscope lately for the Freddie Gray situation. As a Baltimore artist, as a Baltimore native, what are your thoughts on everything? How do you want the city to react, and what has been your mindset in regard to this situation?
My mindset, I would have to say I'm glad it happened. I mean, I am, because I believe if we wouldn't have done what we did, then we wouldn't be getting help. And hopefully, everything that we did do matters, and, there will be justice, so there will be peace, and a lot of things will get fixed. And that's basically what I want. I want the things that's been wrong for so long to now get fixed. Since y'all have all of these people coming down here to do all of these things and, bigging up this city, even though it's, bad, but they're still using it to, for whatever they need to use it for. I want them to come down here and do what they're supposed to do. So hopefully it's the right thing.
Well, how would you like to be, final question, how would you like to be remembered? What's your legacy?
My legacy is that I grinded really hard to get here. I'm always going to stay humble and have a big heart.
Ashley T. Moore, ladies and gentlemen, give it up, give it up, give it up. It's the Urban Hang Suite.